Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. The Houston Texans taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. This one fielded at the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And to me, he's one of the two most difficult guys in the league to game plan for in the NFL, and I add Patrick Mahomes in that category. But just about every team we talk to getting ready for Lamar Jackson says the exact same thing. We've got to slow him down running the football, yet no one's been able to really do it consistently. Now, the most impressive thing about his game to me, how he's developed as both a passer and a leader. His team believes in him.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Brings up second and 5.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. Jackson looking to throw on third. He gets it to Brown, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Jackson on target to Brown for a Ravens first down.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
This time, Jackson will throw it. Caught right side at Snead. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. In the backfield to pass protect, and sometimes trying to protect the QB, you hold.
And the key word, as you noted, protect, right? Sometimes you get out of position, get out of whack. It's just quarterback protect mode, and he got nailed for the penalty. You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
He uncorks it for Snead, and that's caught inside the 30. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ingram. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. Space to run past the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? He was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Out now comes two-time Pro Bowler Deshaun Watson in his 4th year now in the league as he gets set to operate this Houston Texans offense.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
The drive will start with an option going left. And he'll maybe get it back to the 25 here on the first play, but no more than that. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Whitney merciless from his linebacker spot in to drop him in his tracks. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the gun, Jackson. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And going deep downfield for Boykin. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out in that first drive. I'll try to do better here.
I can hear the film session right now. I can hear the coach saying to his team, guys, How does a guy that big get that open?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Imagine him as a kid, just trying to play hide and seek.
No chance.
No chance. He goes to hide behind the skinny tree. You see the front, the back, the top. Good luck.
Yeah, you see him. You don't see the tree.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens 31. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll give them a fresh set of downs.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Watson a give. This is Johnson. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
At the 21-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and...
On 3rd down, Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not.
At the 20-yard line.
Here we go. Partner, when you're not able to run the ball successfully, it really messes everything up for an offense because no longer are you setting the tone and dictating the game. If you do want to throw the ball, play action's kind of gone out the window because they don't respect the run. And last but not least, you don't get to dictate it all when you want to throw the football. And that really hurts you as an offense.
So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. From the left hash, this from 37. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Texans 3.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive, capture the field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They played the Browns last week, got the victory in that game, and so far so good as they've got the lead here. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll give this one to Ingram to start things out. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Gun they give to Ingram. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. On 3rd down, Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
A reminder, still some good games coming up here in Week 2 of the NFL. Later tonight, a rematch from that Super Bowl a few years back. New England visits Seattle up in the Northwest. And then on Monday night, we'll be there. The first regular season NFL game ever played in the state of Nevada. The New Orleans Saints and the Las Vegas Raiders from Allegiant Stadium. That should be something.
He was covered by Patrick Queen.
On second down now, it's Johnson. He'll take this up just shy of the 40. Excellent display of footwork on that run. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Watson. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Watson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away.
Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That's double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of 1st downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 1st downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 6-yard line.
Jackson from the shotgun. It's complete to Brown, right side. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the gun, Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Bradley Roby on the coverage defensively.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. On the crossing route, complete. That's Brown. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
And Marquise Brown coming off of a solid rookie season, 46 catches, 584 yards, but he was never 100% in his rookie year. As head coach John Harbaugh talked about the foot injury that he played with throughout the season. Now they expect him to be 100% healthy. And when so, they'll see more of those plays that had everyone calling him Hollywood in college.
And going deep downfield for... Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6.
Well, he's definitely a big target out there, listed at 6'4", and he used every one of those extra inches to go up and make that catch.
a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Jackson will throw again. And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Marquise Brown in the final seconds of the first half as the Ravens push further out in front. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And, you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
Here comes Johnson on the return.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Adam Humphries, a career afternoon, 4 touchdown catches. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting New York Giants. 28-14 was your final score. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins, 2 touchdown passes as his guys make amends for the setback in Week 1. In the game you're watching, we've seen a strong first half out of Lamar Jackson. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Their own 26-yard line.
And now out comes Houston. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. This is Akins hauling in the short pass. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Complete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Watson. Throw right side into the hands of Akins.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. On the catch, it's Duke Johnson. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Watson. Screenplay, Johnson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 15-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Catch there by Kenny Stills, and he joined Houston last season and showed once again, as he has shown throughout his career, he can be a very reliable, good complementary receiver.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Watson looks to throw again. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. And that's incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone.
So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack.
Sacked there by Whitney Merciless, and sometimes he gets overlooked on this Houston defense with J.J. Watt on that side of the ball. But remember, he was the first-round pick for this Texans team back in 2012, and in 2019 led the team with 7.5 sacks and 4 forced fumbles.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson, he's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and very long.
I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Intended for Miles Bacon.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away.
Johnson on the return.
Receiving team.
What's up, man?
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Off of play action, it's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Incomplete. Marlon Humphrey on the coverage.
Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Texans on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd down and 12. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and that will come the offense as they take over.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at about the 32.
Out of the gun, he'll throw.
And that is incomplete here.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Here's Jackson to throw on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Houston set to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
At the 26-yard.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson over the middle. It's Thomas. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the gun, Watson. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Catch there by Brandon Cooks. It's hard to believe that he's on his 4th team in 5 years because he's produced everywhere that he's been. Houston hoping to see the Brandon Cooks that they saw in New Orleans, in New England, and in Los Angeles. 2019, though, was his first year under 1,000 yards since 2014. He's looking for a bounce back.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
He finds his target, Fuller. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
That's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard.
Operating from the gun, Watson.
At that 18-yard line.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Here's Watson on 3rd down. That is caught at the 7. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Jordan Akins, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And now the Texans are within a 2-point conversion of tying up this game. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
A big spot now for the Texans as they'll try for 2. Now Watson from the gun, he'll throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down one. What's the sense? I like what they did.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's first and 10.
Jackson going to give to Ingram on the option.
He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. Ingram again. And he'll get this up to about the 40. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. They'll try to run some clock with Ingram. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up the third down. So here we go, Charles, third down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And they, in fact, will throw it. He gets it to Brown. Complete. Past the 20. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. Do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Tucker now for the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. And after a rough start, as we take a peek at the numbers, he's going in the right direction now.
So often when you see a game start the way we saw this one start for him, you just wonder if he's got a chance to bring it back at all. And that's exactly what he's done. Love seeing that happen simply because you know a guy has struggled, and now he's found a way to make things better. That's pretty good stuff right there.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Second down and 10.
Now it's Watson. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And this now 3rd and 11 after that second down completion actually went back a yard. Watson. He's going to let it fly. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Here we go on 4th. Watson, now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for Baltimore, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. So long from Houston.